Yo, let me introduce you to one of our campaign settings, the Abrepo Archipelago. Terraformed over thousands of years through the petty squabbles of very powerful beings, it is home to a variety of cultures, species, and special sources of power. Starting with Abrepo's main island, the Kingdom of Regnia. Its population mostly includes humans and our human variant, Divu. The citizens of Regnia use their short and creative lifespans to push for the advancements of art, techniques, and magic. They adopt the religious views of the Dragonborn up north and their draconic orthodoxy. Through the study of the elements, thanks to this religion, their arcane skills are unmatched. The biomes of Regnia include swamps, forests, plains, savannas, and deserts. The forests in particular are where all of the Fae live on the island. And while sure, there are settlements that dot the deserts and plains, none of them can compare to the Great Fidomnium. It is the city capital of Regnia that's built on top of a mountain that has a river running all the way down through it. Thanks to magical and structural engineers, the castle is able to sit right on top of the lake, separating the two halves of the mountain. Its architecture is very Latin American, think stone carved homes that are very clustered together. And of course, this kingdom is ruled by a king. We're continuing on with the Isle of Industry, Saxaeus. Second smallest in size, most of its mass comes from the giant mountain at its center. A lot of that mountain has been hollowed out for the great city of dwarves, Infinitium. Where technology is usually a gnomish thing, here we've got steampunk dwarves. With a mine that never stops refilling thanks to the magic of the earth deity Termotus, they can always have minerals on hand to build whatever thing they want. Steam-propelled vehicles, mechanical golems, and lifts that carry people up and down the mountainside. They've even reinforced the ceiling with bright lights so that people can still act like it's daytime. Yeah, I know dwarves have dark vision, but it still helps with a semblance of time and reality. But all that industry has runoff. Thick, billowing clouds of smoke from burning coal gets filtered out from the pipes inside the mountain, up through the top, and out over the nearby city, Nebricor. This thick smog creates a constant overcast over the city of Nebricor, which makes it a little gloomy. It often attracts dark and negative energies. Most of its citizens have abyssal or infernal heritage, like tieflings or humans that come from tieflings. With its ancient Gothic stone and wooden architecture, they often just, instead of repairing buildings or roads, build new ones over top of it, making it a city built on top of a city. This dark feeling creeps up into the northern swamps, where darkwood grows naturally. It's said that this used to be a part of the desert up in Regnia, but it's been a long time since people say that that happened. On the other side of the mountain is Vaporcore Ridge. It is a hill dwarf city built onto the side of the hill, where they use a bunch of lifts to help ferry more minerals from the bottom of the base all the way back up to Infinitium. To the south lies Creo Coast. It is the last bastion of wood on the island, after mostly being harvested by the dwarves. Thanks to a small group of rangers known as the Fire Watch, who worship the fire deity Fergus, they use controlled burning to make sure that all of the land is always enriched. They even have their own prison known as the Hellmaw, built inside of the volcano, for all of the most dangerous criminals in Abrepo, sometimes even transported from Regnia. Travel southwest and you'll hit the ever-autumn Isle of Agonta, split into 4 biomes. Agonta's western coast is Sanguine Forest. Ever-dying trees constantly shed their leaves and then regrow them all back the next week. A strange phenomenon for sure, and the only weirdos who actually live out here are the savage cannibalistic wood elf tribe known as the Bloodleaves. They hunt and stalk anyone who trespass. To the north of the Ferudo Cliffs, it is a massive cliff face that is home to the Faliska, think hairless tabaxi. These catfolk aren't actually native to Ferudo Cliffs, they were pushed there from their home thanks to the Bloodleaf tribe. Getting a pretty good high view over the ocean above lets them know when people are traveling to the island, making the Ferudo Cliffs actually a pretty good place to dock. The catfolk are pretty friendly and very open to trade, since they're practically refugees after being kicked out of their home, Estuova. This once great city covered about 1/5 of the entire island, and now it just sits quiet and abandoned, filled with elven traps to dissuade people from trying to take it back. Its architecture was very Mayan-inspired, long-running canals going all throughout the city, converging all at one central core building. And nobody's been to the city since the Battle of the Blade Fields. 5-foot-tall blades of golden grass. When the Faliska tried to take their home back, this is where they met their harassers, and it was a brutal battle. Armor, bones, and weapons littered the battlefield, making it a very hazardous place to trek through. The mass misery has soaked deep into the ground, causing ghostly visages of anger and hatred to rise and attack anyone who walk across it. The final isle, Duedan. If the catfolk of Aganta were inspired by Mayan architecture, the Dragonborn are very Aztecan. Duedan's population are the creators of the elemental orthodoxy, Abrepo's major religion, made to worship the dragon gods that give the world its power. A divide in ideology splits the island down in two between Septensula and Marinsula. The Republic of Septensula is very zealous. They drown themselves in the deities of energy, following the elements of fire, light, electricity, and wind. Pride, strength, and loyalty are built into their grandiose buildings made of hardened mud. Their villages are vast, with a caste system based on how high you are in the orthodoxy. Civility, growth, and introspection are the quiet dragonborn of Marinsula. They don't worship, but respect nature, water, earth, and darkness. Their lives are simple, choosing to use whatever is given to them naturally from the world. Their buildings tend to be quite simple. At the island center is a structure that few can actually remember when built. The ethereal lighthouse, a lighthouse that serves as a convergent of all of Abrepo's energy. A place dedicated to the god who created all of the other elemental deities. This actually may be the place where the world gets its power from the elemental chaos. That, or to direct connection to the god of magic. None could truly tell. And that concludes our tour of Abrepo. If you want to dive any deeper, check out Past the Elemental Piece, link in the bio. That's where this world comes from. Thank you all for watching, and all I hope is that this just gives you some world building ideas for your world.